Welcome back to the sessions on the subject marketing management. Myself is M. Umbriz, working as an assistant professor, Department of MBA, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. In today's lecture, I will discuss about the product mix. In the previous session, we discussed about what are the different levels of products, and the next concept that we have, product mix, and what are the different strategies that we have. The overview of today's session is all about, we will start the session with definition of product mix. After that, as we will discuss the basic characteristics of product mix, then we will analyze what is product line and how we will develop the various strategies for a product line, and we will conclude today's lecture by product mix pricing strategies. Now, what is a product mix? Or before going to start, let us have an idea about why we need to discuss about product mix. See, a company, take any company, like here we have an example of HUL, we have an example of Amal, Bata, Paragon, or else we have Cello. There are different types of companies that we have. Now, do any company is manufacturing a single product? Means probably may not. Basically, based upon the competition in the market and based upon the different segment of customers that they are going to address, a company is manufacturing or selling different types of products. Now, how to take the decisions related to that products? If we have a single product, then it will be very easy to take the various decisions related to either the pricing of a product, or else we want to take cost analysis, we want to take the decisions related to demand analysis, promotions of a product, etc. But instead, when a company is offering many different types of products, now how such type of decisions can be taken? For that, it is very essential that we should analyze our product mix. Along with this, when a company is planning to introduce a new product, now what kind of product that they need to introduce? Or else if they want to remove any product, which product that needed to be removed? For taking all such type of decisions, it is very essential that we should have idea about product mix. Now, this is one of the simple example that we have here related to the product mix of HUL. It is offering many different types of product lines. Just for understanding, I have taken 3 here, like a company like HUL. We have bath related beverages as well as laundry related. So, under this, yes, they are offering the different types of soaps for bath like Rexona, Lux, Lifebuoy, etc. that we have. Now, under the beverages also, they are offering different types of teas, dust, coffee that we have. Under laundry, yes, they are offering different types of soaps and detergents. This is one of the simple example of product line. Consider like the same company like Amal. Yes, now it is also offering different types of dairy products, but within that dairy products, they have different types like Amul milk, Amul butter, Amul paneer, Amul buttermilk, Amul ghee. There are different types of products that we have. This is the product mix of Amul. Now, what is a product mix? This entire elements what present in a company, that we'll call it as product mix. Now, how can we define a product mix? Product mix is a set of all the products and items, particularly either a seller or a company is offering for sale. Now, as we have taken an example of Amul here, Amul ghee is available, Amul paneer available, Amul within the milk they have different types, within paneer they have different brands of paneer, different quantities of paneer. All that when we will combine together, then we will call such offering as product mix. A product mix consists of different types of product lines. Now, what is a product line? Basically, like as we have, Amal is offering milk, Amal is offering bread spreads, Amal cheese, Amal beverages, Amal paneer, Amal dahi, Amal ghee, Amal mithai. So, in this example, how many different category of products that Amal is offering? Means 8 different categories offering. So, the product line of Amal, that here we will consider it as 8. So, totally how many different product lines that the company is offering, that we will call it as product mix. This is a basic definition of product mix. Now, how do we analyze the various characteristics of a product mix? Again, to understand the characteristics, as we will take an example here, like HUL. Why we are taking HUL? Because HUL and P&G is a company that is offering wide range of products to different segment of customers. Yes, they'll have certain type of product that are suitable for the poor people. At the same time, they are also offering certain international brands, and at the same time for premium customers. Because of that, it is easy to understand by taking an example of HUL. Now, let us enter into the concept, that is the basic characteristics of product mix. Now, a company's product mix has certain width, depth, length as well as consistency. There are different, what are the characteristics of a product mix means, is we need you to understand what is the width of a product mix, length of product mix, depth as well as consistency of product mix. Now, how we will analyze? By taking an example. First one that we have, it is width of a product mix. Now, what is width? So, the width of a product mix refers to the different number of product lines that a company is offering. For example, in the example of Amul, we said, what is the product mix of Amul? 8 different product lines that it is offering. So, that 8 will become the width of this. Now, when we will talk about HUL, what is the product width of HUL? Here, the width, we can say that different categories like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different categories. There are some more are there, but for the example, for an easy analysis, I have taken only the few. 8 different product lines that it is offering. Because of that, the width will become 8 here. Now, come to the next characteristic, that is length of a product line. Now, what is the length? The different number of products that a company is offered, that we'll call it as length. The length of a product mix refers to the total number of items in a product mix. For example, when we will analyze, so how many products that HUL is offering here? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 related to the personal wash. Now, 3 related to the laundry, 3 again skin care, hair care, 3 that we have oral care, detergent, tea and coffee. Now, when we will combine all these things together, then the total will become 23. So, the length of HUL is, the length will become 23. What is length here? How many different category of products that a company is offering. Now, come to the next one, that is depth of depth of product mix. Depth means how many within that category that it has offered. See, the depth of a product mix refers to the number of varieties are offered to each product in the line. So, in every product line, how many number of different category of products that the company is offering. For example, like if we will take soaps like Lux. Now, in the market, does a Lux only one soap is available with the brand name Lux? No. Under the brand name of Lux, we have with different quantities. It might be available 100 grams. It might be available in 50 grams. It might be available in 200 grams. Or it might also available in 10 grams. So, how many, with respect to the quantity, how many different categories that we have? 4 different categories. Now, come to the next one. Now, does Lux is available under only one flavor, one different color that it is offering? No. Like, let us consider, we have the different colors like pink, like white, like purple, different colors. Let us assume that it is 3 different colors that we have. In that case, how it will happen? 4 into 3. That means the depth of Lux soap here is 12. That means how many number of products that under each product line that it is offering. See, here I have taken an example of Tide. We can analyze with any example, but here the depth represent under each category of a product line how many that it is available. For example, we have Surf Excel. Surf Excel is available under different quantities as well as with different orders that we have. Under each order and each quantity, we have a product. So, that we will call it as depth of product mix. Now, the next last one that we have, it is consistency. Consistency represents how closely that they are related. That we'll call it as consistency of a product mix. Basically, as a company is offering different types of products. Now, is there any similarity between two product lines or not? Two product lines are related to each other or not, that we will define the consistency. The consistency of product mix describe the closeness of a product line with the other product lines that are available or in the end use, production requirements, distribution or some other way, how each other are related with, how one product line is related to another product line. Like a P&G product lines are consistent, that are for consumer goods. Now, how do we measure that similarity? Similarities can be measured in different ways. One, we can take channels of distribution for whom that it can be manufactured, it can be produced, prepared, or else what kind of material used. Depending upon any of these elements, is we will define the consistency of a product line. How they are distributed to their end users. The lines are less consistent in the function that they are they perform buyer. Now here, why we required a consistency, why we needed to measure a consistency? Because whenever we are planning to introduce a new product into our company, now which product needed to be introduced, that decisions can be effectively taken when we have analyzed the consistency of our product line. So these are the four basic characteristics of product mix. Come to the next one. Product line. Now, what is a product line? As we said, the new different category of products offered by a company is known as product line. Product line is a group of products that a company creates under a single brand. Now, under a single brand, how many different types of products that a company is offering? The products are similar and focus on a single market segment. For example, if we will take personal care. Now, personal care, what happened? It will focus on the same category of customers only. That means personal care can be fulfilled by using that category of products. Maybe their function, their channels of distribution, there are some kind of sort of similarity can be shared under this product line. Perhaps the physical attributes, price, quality and type of customers are the same. Now, there are different cases that we have. In some cases, is that there are different products, different prices can also be used. Now, with respect to a product line, as we will take the different decisions. For example, whenever a company want to introduce a new product, how can they introduce a new product? For that, yes, we needed to take the decisions, analyze our product line, then we will take the decisions. Now, with respect to that, what the kind of decisions that we can take? The first decision that we have here, that is line stretching. Stretch represents that either elongate or compress. This we will call it as stretching. Now, under this stretching, what happened? Either upward we can stretch or else downward that we can stretch. Now, line stretching is one of the strategy that we can use in order to introduce a new product. Every company's product line covers certain part of total possible range. Now, every company will offer certain type of products. For example, a automobile company is loaded with upper class of a company. Take Mercedes. Now, what it is doing, it is offering a product for upper class of customers. Line stretching occurs when a company lends its product line. That means it is focusing for offering a different product for different category of customers beyond its current range. Whether it might be downward market or upward market, or in some cases it is both. For example, like Netflix, when it was introduced, it has introduced for the, let us assume that only for televisions that they have. Now, what they have done, but nowadays as the subscriptions for the mobile users are huge, because of that they are going for mobile subscription. That is downward stretching that we have. Or else we have a product that is consider a product like Comfort. Now, when the Comfort has introduced into the market, how they have introduced? They have offered in big quantities, like a bottle pack in 100 ml that they have entered into the market. But now, as even in small sachet 10 rupees packets are also available in the market. Now, why it is for the downward people? So, either the stretching can be done either upward by offering a high-end product or else by offering a low-end product. Best example, as we can even talk about Tata Nano. Tata is a company which has introduced a car for upper middle class people. Their concept is to offer a car for at a price of 1 lakh. So for whom that it is just a middle class or upper middle class people. That means they are providing a car for rich people. Now they have offered even to their downward line. That we will call it as downward stretching. Now there are two different ways that we have, that is downward stretching as well as upward stretching. A company positioned in the middle market may want to introduce a lower priced line for three different reasons. That means from the current position, best example that we have Tata Nano. Now what this Tata Nano is doing, entering into the lower, or else like let us consider an educational institution that is offering intermediate education, that is offering education only for upper class, like 6th to 10th that they are offering. Now what they are doing, they are introducing the different types of courses even from play school. That we will call it as downward stretching. Why they'll go? There are three basic reasons that we have here. The first reason is the company may notice strong growth opportunities as mass retailers such as Walmart or else Best Buy and other attract a growing number of shoppers value priced goods. Now why they are targeting for the downward market? Means there are many more plenty of opportunities might be present. That means the middle class market that we have, when compared with the its lower level, it is highly demanded when compared to the level that we are at present. In that case, in order to gain more opportunities, is they have entered even into that one. Or else like a educational institute, like a school has introduced even play school into that. Previously it was not there, now they have introduced. Why? Because many of the parents are maybe double employment that they have, dual employment that they have, they could not able to take care. That will consider them as downward. So there are many more opportunities in the lower market, because of that they are entering into that one. Even comfort, when because the comfort might not be utilized by the middle below poverty line or else above poverty line people. For those people, what they have done, they have introduced the product in less quantities. That is one of the reasons that we have. The other one, the company may wish to tie up with low-end competitors who might otherwise try to move upward. There is another business strategy that here we have. There is a very good opportunity for the people in the downward market. Now there is a competition in the lower level market is huge. If we are unable to control it now, they will enter into our market segment and they will become the competitors in that level. Now we need to control them. How we can control? We will enter into their area, so that when we are giving the competition to them at that level itself, they might not able to come to the upper level. So we will gain the advantages in the current level what we have. That is the second advantage reason that we have. The third one, the company may find the middle market is becoming declining or static. Now the middle level market which we have, there is a huge competition and day to day the sales of the product are decreasing in that one. In that cases, what happen is it is very essential that we need to either go upward or downward. In that case also, is the company will take the decision to enter into a down level. So these are the three basic reasons why a company is going for down market stretching. This is one strategy under line stretching. The second strategy that we have, it is upward stretching. Now what is the concept of upward stretching? Upward stretch companies may wish to enter into high end of the market to achieve more growth, realize higher margin, and at the same time simply position themselves as full-time manufacturers. Now the company whichever at present that they have, they are going to introduce the higher level that we have. That we will call them as upward stretching. That means the premium brands, premium products will be introduced under their existing brand what they have. Like a mobile manufacturer, they are offering a product like a premium laptops. Why? Because they want to, they are succeeded in the present market that they have. Now they want to even attract the high-end people. Because of that, they'll stretch their line. That we'll call it as upward stretching. So line stretching can be done in two ways. Either in the downside we can extend, or else we can extend our products either in the upper level. That we will call it as upward and downward stretching. Now come to the other strategies that we have. It is two-way stretching. What is the concept of two-way stretching? As we can go, a company serving the middle market might stretch their line in both the directions, upward as well as downward. That means simultaneously a company is offering their products to the premium customers as well as they are also offering their products to the below middle class people. Middle class or below middle class. That we'll call it as two-way stretching. Now come to the next one. How does this two-way stretching can be done? Line filling that we have. What is a filling? Filling means there is a gap is existing. That gap that we will fill. With what that gap will be filled? With a product. That means line filling is a strategy in which a company is introducing a new product between the two product lines that we have with an objective to fill the gap. See here, a firm can also lengthen its product line by adding more items within the present range. So whatever the present range of products that they are offering, there is a gap is existing to fill that as they are introducing. Motivates for line filling include reaching for incremental profits, satisfying the dealers who complain about lost sales because of the items missing in their product line. Basically, there are certain type of products that we have. For some like a company, conditioner, best example, let us assume that a company is offering shampoo, a company is offering hair oil also, but there is no conditioner in that one. In that case, what happened? A customer is purchasing, hair oil of XYZ brand. The customer also purchasing XYZ brand shampoo, but after wash of that hair, they need a conditioner. For that conditioner, what happening? They are switching to another brand. Like Surf Excel. A customer is using Surf Excel to wash their clothes, but in order to have a fragrance, the customer is going with Comfort. Comfort is a different product under the same company, but let us assume that if with the same brand name that we have even that. In that case, what happened? That line can be filled. Excess capacity can be utilized, and at the same time, they will try to become leading in a market and plugging holes to keep the competitors again. Now, how can we use this one means to remove the competitors away from the market. Otherwise, what happen? Like conditioner, for the conditioner, the customer is moving to another brand. In that case, in future, as there is a possibility that the customer may prefer shampoo also related to the same brand. So, such type of elements that we can remove by introducing the different products under the strategy of line filling. In order to remove the confusion from the customer's mind, the company need to differentiate each item in the customer's mind with the different types of strategies. That is, a product differentiation has to be present. That is line filling. That is filling the gap between the two different types of products that already existing in a company. Come to the next strategy that we have. It is line modernization. Modernize means updating themselves. Product line needed to be modernized. The question is whether overhaul the line or else at once, or else we will go step by step. How can we modernize? How can we change the existing products that we have? Now, how they can do means, yes, they can change all the products at a time with the new stylish products that they have, or else one after the other. For example, company like Paragon that we have, it is a very reputed brand. Or else consider a brand like Bata. These are the, under the footwear industry, these are reputed brands that we have. But do the people, youngsters, prefer Paragon or Bata? No. They won't consider these brands as a trending brands. Why? Because the designs available in under this brands might not be updated. because of that as it is. Now for the removing such type of elements, what the organization can do means they'll go for modernizing their product designs that they have. That is line modernization that we have. Now the next one that we have, it is line feathering. Now in this strategy, add a new new feature to the existing product that we have. Like there are different types of flavors that can be added to the existing brands of products that we have, or else an additional feature can be added to that. For example, there are certain type of multi-time user product that we have. Now once they have used, it will be difficult to store them. Now for them, yes, they'll put certain knobs, certain things can be given so that it will be easy. That is one of the additional features that we have. Now in this situation, when the demand for a product is increased in the high end, there is a decrease in low end companies will adapt this strategy. Thus the demand for this product will be balanced. Now the last strategy that we will use under this one, that is pruning. That is removing certain type of products that are not profitable to an organization. For example, if we will move on to this like product mix of Amul. Now under Amul, what happened? There are different types of products that are available, like Amul buttermilk that we have. Now Amul buttermilk demand is very low in the market. In that case, what they will do? For example, if it is so, let us assume. In that case, whatever the efforts, machines that they are using for that can be removed. That is not profitable or else low profitable products can be removed from the existing product line. That we'll call it as pruning. In this strategy, the companies will remove some of the products that are not profitable in their product line. The sales might be there, but the sales are very negligible, and there is a possibility that we can migrate those customers to any other product. That strategy is, we'll call it as pruning. These are the different types of product line strategies that we have. Now the last concept in the today's lecture, that is a product mix pricing. How do we fix the prices of the different products? Shall we separately fix, or else do we need to combine? There are different strategies that we will use here. Like come to the first one that we have here, product line pricing. Under this, product line pricing is used when the prices within that product line is kept variant, so that the customer purchases one or other the product within the product line. For example, within that, a company is offering different varieties of products under the same product line, then we will use this one. For example, Philips has a product line of mixer grinders, and then it will have one in the lower end and the other one in the medium and the other one at high end. Like take any example that we have. For example, HUL company that we have. HUL is offering Bubble, is under the oral care that we have one of the product of HUL, that is Bubble toothpaste, which is known to very few people. Why? Because this is one of the lowest price product under the oral care that HUL is offering. Now these products, what happen? They are offering for the lowest as well as for the premium customers, like Lipton that we have, like under the beverages that they have. It is a premium brand that they have. Now under this strategy, product line pricing, yes, they'll define different prices will be fixed for different types of products that are offered under the same product line. What is the use of this one? We can cover the different segments of customers under this one. Different segments can be covered, so that it can satisfy each type of customers. While planning for product mix pricing, companies have to ensure that the target market and the product line that has been covered, for whom we are offering and how we are going to cover, that needed to be considered. Now come to the next one that we have, second type of method that we will use here, that is optimal feature pricing. Many of the times the organization charges extra for an add-on feature. Now whatever the regular prices that we have, other than to that, whatever the add-on features that the customer is demanding for that they'll use an additional price that it provides, and the prices are kept on the basis of the different features which it is being provided. So what kind of additional features that you required, based upon that Best example, service sector that we can take, like hotels and restaurants will charge different types of prices for the different features that the customers are accepting, specific features. Similarly, like core product, Hyundai, like different types of products that they'll provide depending upon what kind of features that you want. Now in a car, if you want a leather, premium leather, depending upon the quality of material that you are selecting, is the price range will changes. By using this one, again what happen, it will provide lowest to highest depending upon, for example, there are certain type of customers we have. They want to have that brand, but if they could not able to offer premium value for that. Now for such type of customers, what happening, the same product can be provided, product will be same, but depending upon the add-ons that they are using, as it is. Best example, take a dosa. For a plain dosa, the customer is charging, let us assume that 40 rupees, depending upon the flavors that they want. Either it is masala dosa or else it is a ghee dosa, depending upon that, an add-on. That is the additional feature you are opting for, the charges will changes. That is optimal feature pricing method. The next one that we have, it is captive product pricing. Now under this pricing method, now what the companies are doing, companies like printers, razors introduce a main product at low price, and whereas whatever the fillings that they required for on that, they'll collect their profits whatever that they have, and they are selling the supporting products or the ancillary products at a good margin. For example, like consider a bean bag. Now for a bean bag, what happened? We have a leather bag along with we required certain filling in this one. Now in this captive pricing strategy, what the companies will do, the leather bag will be offered at the lowest price, but whereas whatever the filling that you are using under this one, on that they'll add their profit margin. Why? Because I need to make the customers to adapt my product. Otherwise, what happened? The customers may not use my product. That is one of the best strategy that we have. Like printers can be provided at the low price because the customer should buy initially. After that one, whenever the cartridge, whenever that they are refilling that, on that they will add their profit margin. Such a strategy is we will call it as captive product pricing. Come to the next one that we have, it is two-part pricing. Under this two-part pricing, what happen? One part of the price will be fixed, whereas another part of the price will changes. In this pricing, the basic entry fee, then and the other part that we have depending upon what kind of refreshments or specifications that you require. Basically, this strategy can be suitable for memberships that we have. Membership opportunity will be provided at same to everybody. After joining, after taking the membership, what kind of advantages that you want to have, what kind of facilities that you want to utilize, depending upon that, as it will changes. The initial fees for everybody will be same, like amusement park that we have, and the second fee is a part of different types of maintenance what they have. Now basically the organizations will add their profit on the second fees what they are collecting. Now the next one that we have, the next pricing method, that is byproduct pricing. Now what is the concept of a byproduct? Byproduct, the name itself suggests that as it is a product that has been prepared with the wastages of some other main product that they are providing. In this pricing strategy, the price of a main product will be fixed based upon no cost at no profit. For example, when we are preparing curd, when we are preparing ghee, a company like Amul preparing ghee, preparing curd, in the process of preparation, they will get buttermilk. Now what they'll do on the buttermilk, they are collecting it is a wastage to them. Now it is demanded in the market. On that one, they will create their profits. But whereas the main product, whatever that they are manufacturing, that even will be sold in the market at no profit. Companies will generate profit by selling the byproducts, that is a wastage that they have of main product. Example like crude oil, sugar canes, etc. that we have. Now product bundling pricing. Now what is bundle pricing means is a bundle of goods, single price will be fixed. Generally, most product line pricing deals with an individual product, but a product bundling pricing deals with combination of different types of products. Like when we are purchasing single Lux soap, let us assume that it is 35 rupees. But when you are purchasing 3 Lux soaps, it should be 35 into 3. But instead it will become only 100 rupees. Instead of 105, 100 rupees will be charged. 90 rupees will be charged. That will call it as bundle pricing. So this is about what is product mix, what are the product characteristics of product mix, product line, and what are the different strategies of product line, and the next product mix pricing strategies. Thank you.